All right. Tesla's Q3 earnings report for 2024. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
This is always a fascinating look into what Tesla's been up to.
absolutely.
And this was no exception.
Right.
We've got record-breaking financial performance to cover, ambitious plans for the future. We're going to talk about the Cybertruck,
Right.
all this and more so.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. So first off the bat, Tesla posted some incredible numbers this quarter.
Yeah, they did.
Record deliveries, obviously, which led to the highest Q3 volume ever.
Right.
They also had their second highest revenue ever from regulatory credits.
Oh, wow.
Now, for those who might not be familiar, can you break down what these credits mean for Tesla? How do they work?
Sure. So regulatory credits, it's basically a system that governments use to incentivize electric vehicle production.
Right.
Automakers that exceed emission standards earn credits,
Okay.
while those that fall short have to buy them.
I see.
Tesla, being all electric, obviously has a surplus of these credits. So they can turn around and sell them to other automakers who are struggling to meet those standards.
So it's kind of like a bonus for being ahead of the curve on EVs.
Exactly.
But as more and more manufacturers ramp up their electric fleets, this revenue stream's going to dry up eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's temporary for sure.
Right.
But for now, it's working.
Yeah.
It's a smart strategy. And Tesla seems very aware of this.
Yeah.
They're laser focused on becoming more cost efficient.
Right.
Which brings us to another really remarkable figure in this report.
Their cost of goods sold per vehicle, it reached a new low this quarter.
Yeah.
Just over $35,000.
It's impressive.
That's a significant drop.
Yeah, that's huge.
So what's the significance of that?
Well, it shows just how dedicated they are to making EVs more accessible.
Oh.
I mean, their goal is to compete directly with gas-powered cars on price.
Right.
Not just to be a premium option for, a smaller market.
Yeah.
It's about making it available to everybody.
Which is why their plans for these more affordable models are so interesting.
Definitely.
Can you tell us anything about their timeline for those? When are we going to see these more affordable Teslas?
So they actually hinted at a timeline at their We Robot event.
Okay.
They said they're aiming for launch in the first half of 2025.
First half of 2025.
Yep. But what's even more intriguing is the bigger vision that they presented.
Oh, wow.
They're not just talking about cheaper cars.
Right.
They're talking about a whole autonomous transportation system.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
A system that would be cheaper than ride-sharing, personal car ownership.
Oh, wow.
Even public transit.
Cheaper than the bus.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
That's a bold statement.
It is.
Sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, full autonomy is still a long way off, obviously.
Yeah.
The technology is complex. It takes time.
Right.
But this really demonstrates how Tesla's thinking beyond just selling cars.
Right.
They're aiming to completely revolutionize transportation as we know it. It's a fascinating vision for sure.
It is.
And their AI advancements are a huge piece of that puzzle.
Absolutely.
But before we get into the AI stuff, let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about their energy business, which is also having a stellar quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
They achieved record gross margins.
Really impressive.
The Lathrop Megafactory is producing 200 megapacks a week.
Wow.
And Powerwall installations hit record numbers for the second quarter in a row.
Back-to-back records, that's incredible.
It is. So for our listeners who might not be familiar with these products, can you quickly explain what megapacks and Powerwalls are and why they're important?
Absolutely. So megapacks, think of them as giant batteries designed for utility-scale energy storage.
Right.
They're essential for stabilizing power grids, especially those that rely on renewable sources like solar and wind and power walls.
Yeah.
That's their home energy storage system.
Right.
So that lets homeowners store excess energy generated by their solar panels and use it later when the sun's not shining.
So it's like having your own little power plant at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the record demand for power walls, it shows that consumers are getting more and more interested in this idea, having more control over their energy use and being more resilient during power outages.
It makes sense, especially with all the, increasing adoption of solar power.
Oh, absolutely.
Seems like Tesla's really strategically positioned to capitalize on this whole shift towards renewable energy.
Yeah, they're not just offering individual products, they're creating this integrated ecosystem.
Yeah.
Electric vehicles, solar power generation, energy storage, it all works together.
It's pretty impressive.
It is.
But, it's not all sunshine and roses.
Right.
The global economy is facing some headwinds right now, and other companies are starting to get a little cautious about large-scale EV investments.
Yeah, that's true.
So how's Tesla responding to that?
Well, they seem undeterred.
Really?
Yeah, while other companies hesitate, Tesla's doubling down.
Interesting.
They're expanding their product lineup, driving down costs, investing heavily in AI and production capacity.
That's a bold strategy. Some might even call it risky.
It is bold, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's also a clear sign of their long-term vision.
Okay.
They're not just reacting to market conditions.
Right.
They're actively shaping the future of their industry.
Makes sense.
These investments, they're critical for maintaining their lead in innovation and market share.
Mm-hmm. And judging by their Q3 financials, they've got the resources to make it happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Over $6 billion in operating cash flow.
It's a lot of cash.
Almost $3 billion in free cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
And their cash reserves grew to, wait for it, $33.6 billion.
Wow, that's a healthy bank account.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of money to play with.
So those numbers, they speak volumes about their financial strength.
Yeah.
And their ability to pursue these ambitious plans, even when, there's some economic uncertainty.
For sure.
All right, let's circle back to AI. They increased their AI training compute by a massive 75% this quarter.
Wow.
And they've now logged over 2 billion miles driven on their full self-driving system.
That's a lot of miles.
It is, although with supervision.
Right. Of course.
So what does all this tell us about their AI strategy? Where are they going with this?
Well, it shows their commitment to becoming a leader in AI.
Okay.
And not just for self-driving cars, they're thinking bigger.
Oh, interesting.
They're looking at how AI can optimize manufacturing processes,
Okay.
manage energy grids more efficiently, even potentially power their robotics ventures.
So AI is really at the core of everything they're doing.
It's a core piece, for sure.
Makes sense.
It's a huge part of their future.
Speaking of unexpected successes, can we talk about the Cybertruck for a second?
Oh, yeah, the Cybertruck.
It's become the third best-selling EV in the U.S.,
Wow.
trailing only the Model Y and Model 3.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
For such a, let's say, unique design.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Right.
It's a very unconventional design.
It is.
So why do you think it's doing so well?
Well, I think it suggests a shift in consumer preferences.
Okay.
Maybe it's the unique aesthetic,
Yeah.
the rugged functionality, the fact that it just stands out from the crowd.
Right.
Whatever it is, Tesla's clearly tapped into a desire for something different.
They always do, don't they?
They do. They like to push the envelope.
So to wrap things up here,
Okay.
what does all this mean for our listeners? Tesla's obviously making big waves in both the automotive and energy sectors.
Absolutely.
They're pushing the boundaries of technology, challenging the status quo.
Always innovating.
Yeah.
That's Tesla.
So how might Tesla's bold moves and all these technological advancements that they're making, how might that shape your life in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's the question, isn't it? It's really interesting to think about.
It is. It's something for all of us to ponder as we continue to follow their journey. All right. That's going to do it for this deep dive into Tesla's Q3 2024 earnings report.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
It was fun.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
See you next time.
See you later.